everything wrong with the Eragon movie in 14 minutes or less by CinemaSins. Oh my god. I watched this when it came out. I watched this twice after it came out. Christopher Paolini, I love your works. I love Eragon. Eragon Eldest. I love your works. I love the Inheritance Cycle. Oh, they did this movie dirty though. Oh, there were so many ways they could not make an Eldest movie. We're about to have fun today. It got done dirty. Yeah, there's spoilers.
There was a time when the fierce and beautiful land of Allegasia...
Eragon narration. Also, Allegasia sounds more like a skin cream than a place where people would choose to live.
I actually really like Allegasia as a name. It's a... Wow, Dragon Spit, you came in at a really good time. Hi, Dragon Spit. Thanks for stopping in. Don't worry, Dragon Spit, I'm there with you. I'm about to rant at this for probably the next 30, 40 minutes. God, like, they just did this movie so dirty. They did the book so dirty. Jeremy Irons was the best part about this movie. His narration, he carried this movie on his back. Like, I love Jeremy Irons. I really love Jeremy Irons. They did this movie dirty.
A young rider named Galbatorix.
I'm sorry I ruined your day, Dragon Spit.
What is with these goddamn names? What happened to simpler fantasy names such as Bilbo, Gandalf, or Luke?
I actually didn't have anything wrong with the names here. Like Arya, Brahm, Galbatorix. I have zero issues with the name here, actually. I have no issues with it. Paolini did an amazing job. What was it? The witch, was it Agatha? When you went to, was it Tyrm and Solumbum the cat, right? Was it Agatha? I hope you had a relaxing break. I did, thank you. Yes, it was awesome. I did also react to your well, not react, we did play your intro, which, by the way, anyone watching this, go check out Dragon Spit VT. She has a bomb intro to her streams, now live on her YouTube channel, by the way.
I want to point out that even in 2006, there were video games that looked better than this.
Yeah, there was.
The Eragon video game didn't look much worse than this.
Actually, I played the DS version of the Eragon video game. That got, oof, that was rough.
He crushed all rebellion, including the freedom fighters known as the Varden.
King.
Our story begins one night.
Sorry, Chief, your story began...
Oh my god. There it is, the first actual gripe I have. Dragon Spit knows it all too well. Oh! Chat, this is not hyperbole. I'm actually in pain. So, would anyone care to recite what Arya's appearance in the book was? Was it something about, like, raven hair? Ah, yes! Let's give her red hair, because that totally makes sense.
And when you started talking, and that was almost 2 minutes ago. Are we going to see the story or just hear it? Because that's what audiobooks are for, or so I hear.
I suffer without my stone. Do
He kind of goes kind of hard, though, on Rewind. He kind of goes kind of hard.
not prolong my suffering.
Discount Skeletor.
Fuck, and now I kind of regret that, because it actually kind of fell flat.
Is definitely phoning this one in, but are you surprised? This guy was in Con Air. If Durza can make fire appear wherever, then why wouldn't he just make it appear in the place Arya is currently standing?
I mean, from a narrative standpoint, it's entrapping Arya, giving her no means of escape for him to deal with herself. It's a prideful decision. I'm not opposed to that, actually.
Fucking coincidence, he's out here night shooting arrows at deer when this ancient whatever decides to leave a memory egg stone thing right here and now. From the guy who wrote Jurassic Park 3. The decision to make this dragon egg look like a blueberry Mike and Ike seems misguided. Not Daisy Ridley because this movie is old enough Daisy Ridley would have been a child, but this chick still looks like Daisy Ridley and it's kind of weird. It sort of looks like Daisy Ridley.
Kinda.
Something to trade.
This motherfucking moron.
Oh my god. Wasn't there actually, and someone would have to actually cite me on it, wasn't Sloane portrayed differently in the books? I vaguely remember ranting about how they portrayed Sloane in the movie versus the books. I vaguely remember ranting about this. It's been too long.
Vaughn is about to trade a dragon egg for some cold cuts, and I'm offended this scene didn't come with any wah-wah sound effects or a hilarious oversized hook dragging him off screen. Between this and Assassin's Creed and Dungeons and Dragons, one has to wonder if Jeremy Irons is to fantasy films what Jai Courtney is to franchises.
So here's the thing, is that Jeremy Irons was part of one of my other favorite, people would say trash during movies, Dungeons and Dragons from 2000, with Damodar. Jeremy Irons holding the rod of the red dragon, screaming, "Blood will rain from the sky." I can't peak my audio or else it's gonna come out really weird in post. But like, oh god, that is one of my guilty pleasure movies. D&D 2000. Oh god, he carried that movie on his back.
You know what I think? I think you're a thief, a poacher. I'd confiscate them all in the name of the king.
Eminent domain.
All hail
shit.
Eragon, the mighty hunter returns with his invisible cat.
This was Rowan,
Since
right?
Rowan was back at the
Yeah, this
homestead
is Rowan. I'm pretty sure they did Rowan wrong too.
sleeping in while Eragon was at least trying to hunt them some dinner, maybe he should quit being such a dick. Or this goes on for some time. I'd take 100 sins off right here and now if this egg burst open and he found a good movie inside.
You know, I would take 100 sins off right there too. I agree with that.
Egg knocking.
Eragon.
I guess this is as good a time as any to roll the fucking credits. Roran is telling Eragon he's leaving to avoid being drafted into the army, but Eragon's face says, I'm gonna have to do all this fucking farm work
Yeah.
on my own, God
Yeah.
damn it.
What many men seek is often right under their nose.
This is the medieval fantasy version of wherever you go, there you are.
Sister was in a great hurry when she left you here. Besides, had she not, I wouldn't have gained another son.
Broken homes are amusing. Well, look at the convenient.
Broken homes are amusing. Oh my god. Oh my god, Chad, I need a second on that. Oh god. Oh, it's funny because it's true. Oh my god. Like, broken home situations are effed up, don't get me wrong. Oh my god, do people love movies and stories about them though? Oh. Woo. Woo. Oh, the book's good. Paolini did an amazing job. I think what was it, Fox who made this? Oh god, they killed it. Oh, they killed this movie. Like this movie's profane.
Timing of the hatching of this fucking egg, would you? He only just found it. So a dragon is about to hatch, and suddenly I realize this movie is basically a discount kind of How to Train Your Dragon.
That actually kind of hurt me a little bit, honestly. Don't get me wrong, as someone who likes How to Train Your Dragon, like I've seen it. It's good. I like it. God, that hurt because Eragon is so much more. It's so much more than just a discount How to Train Your Dragon. It's so good. And if you actually want more Eragon content, if you want more Inheritance content, guess what? Christopher Paolini is on Twitter X. You can follow him and look at his posts right now, in fact.
Where is it?
Okay, this movie with Malkovich, Rachel Weisz, Jamon Honsu, Robert Carlyle, and fucking Jeremy Irons spent all its money on casting and ignored everything else. Most
Yeah.
noticeably, the story and the special effects.
Yeah.
And it shows. If he had this trick up his...
They kind of, from what I remember, they kind of railroaded you into this real quick. Eragon had a really good intro. Like, it started pretty quick, but it kind of built you up to certain things, and there was pacing to it. The movie just kind of threw you into it.
sleeve, why wait until now to use it? Sure, the egg hatching just happened, but the vision of Eragon holding the
Oh,
egg
the
was from the
wings.
previous day.
When the Varden learn that the legend is real, they will be encouraged to challenge me.
Considering
You know, I thought that he went hard. It was the first few lines. Yeah. Yeah. Can't really say much. Like, I'm sure he's a good actor. God, this movie hurts.
seems like Galbatorix only has one employee. I'm surprised they haven't challenged him already. And I don't care how powerful a sorcerer Durza is. He has to sleep.
Durza's not a sorcerer. He's a shade. Maybe he's a sorcerer. He's a shade, and that's why he can do certain things.
At some point.
Where's your mother? Did she abandon you too?
Heavy hand is heavy. Fucking Gizmo, this thing is cute. Must resist removing. That was close. Is that supposed to be an actual place or a painting in my dentist's office? Did he
Got
just
him.
create an army out of dirt bats?
The time of dragon riders.
I think that was the Zar'roc, actually, which was not correct. I'm pretty sure that was him summoning the Zar'roc to go and hunt Braum and Eragon. God, this movie's hurting me.
Come again.
Prophecies. This scene of teaching the dragon to fly was originally set to Tom Petty's learning to fly, but too much of the budget went to casting, so they turned.
Damn, so didn't in the books, someone would have to remind me, didn't it go on about how Saphira's wings were webbed and how I think they were like, but man, don't worry, we got feathers and fur on that. Oh god. Oh, I can't. There's still like 13 minutes of this. It hurts.
To Lenny Kravitz, who had yet to fully come into Hunger Games money, and he gave them the empty pockets routine and also asked for too much money. So ultimately, they just demanded the composer score the scene for no extra pay.
Awful.
I'd give good money if the Sean Connery dragon from Dragonheart showed up and ate this tiny dragon in a single bite, and then turned to the camera declaring, "I'm the last one." One good way to keep this under wraps is to let the dragon fly around so everyone can see her. Not gonna lie, I forgot about the hand burn thing.
It's not even. What was it? Gedwe Ignacia? Is that what it's that's the official like in-universe name for it? It was the silver palm. Nah, fuck it, bro. Just put a fucking burnt swirl on his finger, on his thumb. It looks like a fucking dragon. You know, the Ghetto Agnostia that's like, what, silver palm? I'm about to have a coronary here.
Never assumed prior that it was magically connected to something. But mostly I'm looking at this shot wondering what the is wrong with Eragon's middle finger. It's not only not the longest finger on his hand, it's actually smaller than the two fingers neighboring
My
it. He has a
God.
human hand, but a hobbit's middle finger. He's
My God. That's got to be the cinematography.
still looking at his hand. Holy shit, did this dragon just literally age up 4 years in a...
Yes, it did. That was this. Once again, I'm saying this movie railroads you into the plot it wants to tell you. Like, it's railroading you into this. I'm hurting real bad here.
single 30-second flight? I thought the Lion King log was some bullshit.
I have waited 1,000 years to hear your thoughts.
Dragon stalking. Candle, 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 candle,
Candle.
Get out! Whose house? Brom's house!
Awful.
I always say, better ask forgiveness than permission.
Should have been this movie's fucking tagline. They killed...
This is perfect.
Captain Turples!
I have to warn my uncle!
Too late. There's nothing you can do.
And he served his purpose in the movie already, so hopefully no one will miss it.
Nah.
Uncle.
Go away!
This movie's Encino Man moment rings hollow, both because we know they will reconcile soon, and because the actor playing Eragon is fucking terrible at acting.
Who are you?
It's I don't know. I can't tell because it's like Ada Wong in the Resident Evil 4 remake. How people are like, oh well, her voice actor just sucks. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, Ada's voice actor is actually really good. For whatever reason, whoever's directing what cuts of the lines to put into the game, just I don't know what it's so weird and mixed, and it's like they mixed up the good lines, the good takes, the bad takes, and kind of just like shuffled them around, like bridge shuffled them, and just started dealing them out. Like I don't understand it. So I can't tell if it's an actor thing or if it's just like a director thing.
He's clearly a discount Eragon. Duh. Also, considering how much exposition Brom is given so far in the film, it's odd he can't answer a simple fucking question.
I've definitely heard Paolini's been very outspoken about this. And as far as I'm aware, because if I remember correctly, it's Fox who allegedly still holds the rights to it. The reason we haven't seen any sort of reboot or anything up till recently is because they've owned the rights to the film, and it's just like, god damn it, just release it back to him, son of a bitch. I love following Paolini though. Paolini, he just seems like a cool dude. Love him.
1 part brave, 3 parts fool.
And all part the movie.
The Razak kill, mercilessly.
The Razak, the Nazgul called, and the Witch King wants a word, bitches.
Who are the Varden?
Rebels.
So, rebels, then? This movie is Star Warsing so hard Percy Jackson just fucking decided to sue them. Also, eloquent exposition exercise between equines eviscerates every attempt employed toward equanimity.
Stop it.
Sarah, can you find us?
I never left you.
Facebook.
Muscular, graceful proportions. Talons nicely curved, legs a bit thin.
John Lasseter meets a dragon.
The Varden need a rider if they are to defeat Durza and the king.
Yes, it is. Even if you don't have context for it, yes, it is as corny as it looks. Like, I find myself more like, oh, this is a cool scene, because Jeremy Irons is carrying this movie on his back.
A rider will live on if his dragon is killed, but if a rider dies...
This movie is 43% rules. Not Saruman shows up to check on the not orc's progress, and can I go home now? I want to go home now. I don't want to be here. I know I said I'd finish the whole thing, but now I just want to go home.
I just want to go home. My head's actually hurting. Like, that's not hyper. My head's actually hurting watching this.
Urgles and the Razak instead of Nazgul and the Urukai. Jesus, instead of Eragon, you should have just called this Zar'roc. Hey everyone, come quick! Sucky Morpheus is fighting Sucky Neo. Also, why do so many movie mentors take such gleeful pleasure in hurting and embarrassing their students?
Because okay, I have an answer for that actually. If someone's going to be arrogant and they think they know, apply it to a job, right? If someone's going to be arrogant, they think they know how to do something, and then you engage them with how to do it, and they fail, aren't you going to laugh at them? Okay, your buddy, right? Your buddy or coworker says, oh, I can handle that piece of equipment. I can do that just fine. And you're like, you sure about that, buddy? You sure about that? I can handle that equipment. Cool, go for it. And they end up backing it into like a wall or something like that. And you're just like, told you.
And begins, Matrix, Karate Kid. There's a clear pattern. To teach a lesson, this guy threatens to drop Eragon into a creek that is 3 inches deep. Couldn't the movie have filmed this on a real cliff and have him dangle dude over a huge drop into a raging river? If you're gonna have the threat dangle moment, why set the scene at a bend in Bob's backyard creek?
I don't know. It's more just like, I'm actually not super against that. Like, Cliff is super high tension, and it's training. It's not a life or death moment. It's just a training scene.
With any luck tomorrow, by the end of the day, we will have slipped through Zar'roc unseen.
Blah, 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 blah. Horse
That
riding
line was pretty quick, but he really relayed a lot of information in that line.
on a beach. Horse riding on the terrain. Horse riding on the moors.
We'll leave the horses here. Keep Saphira close.
How the is Saphira even hiding this well? She's a giant dragon. I mean...
Don't worry about it. Kip, she's a dragon. Don't worry about it. Dragons have their ways.
And we're not on Godzilla hiding in Manhattan levels, but we're pretty close.
But you have been long awaited by many races.
Really? Because to me, he just seems like a kid who was in the woods.
Oh my god. Oh, was this Agatha? This was Agatha, wasn't it? I completely forgot they did her like this. Oh, this hurts. I don't even think we got Solemn Bum, actually. I don't think we got the cat. Or if we did get the cat, it wasn't in a capacity that made any sense or reference Solemn Bum being a greater entity. I want out. I want out of this.
One day and an egg appeared. If Roran had been the one hunting and found the egg, wouldn't he be in this scenario? Or what if Sloane had traded the piece of steak for the egg earlier? Seems to me Eragon was just in the right place at the right time. Brissinger! He yells Brissinger here, and it makes his arrows do amazing shit. Man, he's
But it's not even how it happened in the books. From my understanding, these were not Urgles. Weren't those Kull? Like, think like Uruks to Orcs, right? Kull to Urgles. So, like, wasn't it that he was, like, tossing them around? He didn't use Brissinger, from my memory. He was, like, tossing them around, like, kinesis-wise. And that's why Braum reamed him a new one. This was just like, we gotta get the funny magic here. We gotta have the reveal that he can do magic. We gotta have the funny, we gotta get the reveal out. Kip's getting stressed. Kip's get like John's getting upset. Kip's getting upset.
Ago, he saw her Jeremy's iron say Brissinger to his fire starting kit, and flame appeared. My point is, why in the name of any kind of fucking common sense would Eragon think in this moment of life or death to shout the word the creepy guy once said back in the forest?
Because he's arrogant. I mean, like, if this was actually how it happened, I'm not opposed to a story element like this. I can handle more than you're thinking I can. You know, I am this badass. I clearly know what I'm doing. I get it. It's a trope. I totally can get it. Not how it happened in the book.
The power of Brissinger is so strong it makes Eragon pass out after saying a word one time.
Magic comes from dragons.
But why? How?
Magic must be your last resort.
Don't worry about it.
Why, though?
Before you cast a spell, you must learn the ancient language of the elves.
He's already cast a pretty massive spell, so check your grammar, dog. He can't never if he's already ever...
Know the word, and you control the thing.
I actually really like Paolini's magic system. I actually really love it. And even then, you can take shortcuts in it, too. Well, there was the famous example. I believe they were in the Varden, the Bear Mountains, right? And I think Arya was... Someone was talking to Eragon in the book about how... I think it was Arya, actually. How you can turn, like, a water to diamond, but instead of saying, like, specific words... I think it was with the twins, right? It was with the twins. And I think the twins were trying to do something, and then Arya was explaining it. I think this is coming back to me now. And, God, it's been way too long. And there's a way to get, like, water into like a diamond by just saying, like, Arget, which is like silver or something like that. There's so much to the magic system. I actually really like the magic system. God, this movie's weird.
Word and you control the thing? This is some discount Mike Brady version of Obi-Wan.
Other spells, if you use them before you're ready, will kill you.
Yeah.
Great. Thankfully, I have months to study, right?
Not so bad at all.
The bad guys give the good guys time for this. It feels like this movie should spend a lot
I remember this. This is where the Razak come in. And they're not even... It's not even the lore-accurate Razak. They're just some weird bug mummy things. Ah! I'm actually getting upset.
Time on these bonding and training scenes, and a lot more time on developing Galbatorix as a villain we should give two shits about Eragon defeating.
Feel how she moves, Eragon. How she turns.
Does Braun think Eragon can hear him?
Probably.
Is Eragon actually becoming a better writer?
That's a cinema thing. Realistically, no, but it's a movie thing. It's for pacing.
It's a serious question. I have zero clue whether this is supposed to be considered a success, and I doubt any of the other viewers do either. How the is he keeping pace with them? That's one of the biggest movie lies ever, man. this guy and his fucking light-speed horses.
Don't worry about
exactly
it.
How did Eragon know how to activate his predator vision? And why the does riding a dragon give you predator vision? Several seconds of an apparent fight scene edited by someone at gunpoint.
Oh god, I love Zar'roc, the sword. Oh god, I would love to own one. It's such a sexy sword. I love it.
Who would be shot if they didn't finish before the roller coaster stopped.
Your irresponsibility nearly cost Saphira her life.
She's a sentient fucking dragon, dude. She said with pleasure when he told her to die. Let's spread the blame around a little bit here, can we?
Dragon Rider.
Dump, dump, dow. Who the am I kidding? That's
Got
not a
him.
surprise. This movie feels exactly like what it is. A hasty, low-budget adaptation of a post-Lord of the Rings movies fantasy novel written by a 15-year-old kid.
Where's your dragon?
I have no issue with Paolini's writing. This movie was just genuinely awful.
Dead.
Well, I should definitely keep listening to you about how to train my dragon, right?
Bring me the boy, my son. Bring me his blood.
Actually, you said...
Bring me his head.
But semantics. Angry bad guy kills a henchman to show the other henchmen and the audience that he's super serious about his orders being followed and seeing his mission completed cliche.
Congratulations. You've just been promoted.
Angry bad guy that just killed a main henchman to make a point, then declares another nearby random normie henchman to be the new hench leader cliche.
I tire of this. I'll bring the boy to me.
Well, Thanos, why'd you keep sending henchmen in the first place? To do a job?
See, here's the thing, is that there's nothing wrong with movie cliches, right? Like, how many movie cliches does Star Wars have? How many movie cliches did Lord of the Rings trilogy have, right? Batman, I haven't seen the Dark Knight trilogy, but how many tropes does the Dark Knight trilogy have? If they're done in a good way, it's not a bad thing. This movie was just bad. Like, it was actually just awful.
That was that important out. This movie is filled with so many moments of why the didn't you just do that in the first place?
Yeah.
Oh, he's dreaming about a Lindsay Sterling video.
Where are you going?
To find Arya.
Nice.
The girl from your dream? Immediately?
As the father now waits for you.
This movie is basically doing some kind of wackadoo twist on the pronoun game with this Varden, alternatively using it as the name of a place and the name of a people.
Forgot what it means to be a dragon rider.
And Eragon knows all about it after saddling up for all of 10 minutes. Well, Sam, I guess we need to find a way into that. What's that? There's no Sam in this movie? Not even a golem? Guess I'm on my own.
Those walls hold death.
Not today. Not for us.
Because I had a dream about it. No one will be...
Cliches are shortcuts to audience understanding. Yeah, and honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. When you go for... So here's... Trying to find a good example in Lord of the Rings, because there are differences between the books and the movie. So let's go with the Balrog scene. The Balrog introduction in the movie and the book were very, very, very different. In the Fellowship of the Ring book, they were in, the Tomb of Mazarbul with the Book of Mazarbul. No, it was Balin's tomb, excuse me, with the Book of Mazarbul, and it was the goblins started coming in, and so they fought back against the goblins. And wasn't it that I think Gandalf sensed a presence, or someone sensed something, and thus they went down this flight of stairs, and Gandalf at the top ended up shutting the door, and he put a spell on it, a ward, of no one can enter this door. And then the Balrog put his, in the book it makes sense because it's building tension, and the Balrog ended up putting his hand on the door, and with just an absolute just blast, it blows the door apart. But from the Fellowship down below the flight of stairs, they hear the blast, and then Gandalf comes down, then he explains it's something far greater versus something there was a lot of build up to that, from a narrative standpoint. It makes sense in the setting. Now, if we go to the movie, right, and we have we get outside the Balin's tomb, right, and they're trying to get to the Bridge of Khazad-dûm. They're running through the vast mines of Moria. They're running through Khazad-dûm, right? And you see the grandiose setting there, and like how long it's going to take them to get there. And they're running as fast as they can. Yeah, and they get cornered by goblins, and rightfully so. Thus, the stakes are upped, right? Which is really not so different than the book, because, the stakes were up to begin with. And then you just hear that growl, right? That guttural growl. And then you see all the goblins start freaking out, right? And then you start seeing the light of the Balrog, and thus, a Balrog, demon from the ancient world, as so as beyond any view, run, right? And that sets it up in the movie a lot better than the book for just a movie. There's narrative versus movie differences, and there's always healthy debate and intellectual debate that happens consistently about what movies and books do better than each other, and how you can translate one to the other and how you can't translate one to the other. It's very, very well done.
Seated during the Return of the Jedi portion of the movie.
Not more.
He's learned a ton of magic spells off camera, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
I knew you were young, but even then I expected someone a little more. Well, more.
You and me both, babe.
Jeremy Irons just Mr. Presidented Eragon. Oh my god. That right there, that That is the movie in a nutshell. What Kip, how do you explain the Eragon movie? Profane. How? Let's just put it this way. Jeremy Irons Mr. Presidented the movie, and he was the best part about the movie. You now have your description of the movie.
That is the most hilarious Ex Machina I have ever f***ing seen, man. This Dragon Ex Machina doubles the Ex Machina power of this scene. It's like Mario eating a power-up mushroom and then immediately eating a fireball flower as well.
Yeah.
Can you carry 3?
Not for very long.
F*** off, you pussy. You're ginormous.
I suggest you leave quickly.
God, how many Ex Machinas did you write into this scene? Like, all of them?
I think they actually hit... They did Murtaugh pretty well, actually, right? I think they did him pretty well. Think is the keyword. I'd have to actually see the description in the book.
Also, oh good, let's introduce Garrett Hedlund now that there's only like half an hour left in the movie. Guess we'll learn more about him in the sequel.
Oh yeah, no, this fast tracks you. Like, this movie's pacing is all fucked. We don't even get the desert portion. We really don't. There was a lot that happened in the desert, and which actually comes into play with Durza's past and being in the desert. Oh my god. I'm actually physically getting angry.
Durza's dead.
Did you pierce him through the heart?
Seems like that would have been good info for Eragon to have before they entered the castle.
Why, he's pale.
How does he know all these spells? Well, at least you guys aren't trying to hide or anything. I've seen a lot of dumb things in movies. I've watched every f***ing Transformers movie more than once, and I f***ing went to opening night to watch a movie with Carrot Top, but somehow Jeremy Irons having a death scene while riding a dragon might be the dumbest.
The shade has poisoned her.
I feel like I should...
Like, if the movie was actually better, I feel that scene could have worked. I like what they're trying because, right, his dragon died, so thus he's dying on a dragon. He's feeling comfortable. I totally get it. Yes, I have read the book. I haven't read the 4th book because for some reason let's put it this way. You read through enough Robert Jordan Wheel of Time, you get to Crown of Swords, you're just so tired of the hair tugging. You're tired of the braid tugging. You're so fucking tired of just everything. You're so tired of the Aes Sedai. You're so fucking... Like, cool, you get Dumars Wells, but it's like, I can't read this anymore. I don't care about the Bola Winds at this point. Just give me the Baalzamon showdown. And that's what killed reading for me for a number of years. Let's put it that way. I have a history with reading. I have a history with Robert Jordan and Wheel of Time specifically. Crown of Swords was what broke me. God. But yeah, no, I read Eragon, and I've read Eldest, and I've read... Was it Glader was the 3rd book? I did not finish the cycle, and I need to very desperately finish the cycle. God. This hurts. So yeah, I do have the source material. I have read the source material, which is why this movie is profane to me. Like, it's actually poisonous to me. Like, it's actually a hazard to my health.
Care, but since I know nothing about this character, other than she transported a dragon's egg what seems like 10 hours ago, I just don't.
I need to get you to the Varden. How do I find them?
Why not just give him f***ing directions? This mystical is infuriating. Dude is leading Eragon.
It's because they don't explain it properly. She had a poison in her that was, like, she was having to do, like, elven deep sleep meditation so that way the poison would slow and it wouldn't actually kill her. So she really only had so much she could do. But of course, does the movie explain this? No. They explain that she's poisoned, but they don't explain the severity of it because they don't have enough time because the pacing on this is awful. Fuck.
Place he can't find on his own, but Eragon is literally in the lead in every single one of these traveling B-roll shots.
We'll have to go by foot from here.
Yeah, the horses could never have managed this perfectly flat section of trail. Oh, balls! They've been captured by the faith militant Sons of the Upside Down cereal bowl hats without borders. Of all the luck.
The task was simple. Bring the boy to me.
Oh, great. Another The Task Was Simple scene. Also, the boy was literally here and very recently, so technically Durza did his job. This is really on Galbatorix at this point. Also, is Galbatorix like the master on Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Can he not leave this one area? Because this is the only place we've ever seen him in the entire movie.
I mean, he's clearly just... what is he? He is Emperor, right? I can't remember his official title. He is Emperor. He's not... Or is he King? I can't remember how he titled himself in the book. But he just sits here. He sits in his throne. Just vibing.
As long as I am king,
he is king.
disloyalty will be punishable.
Wait, is it Emperor or King? Because the movie says King, but also the movie is gaslighting me. God.
death.
This is the most Uwe Boll movie ever not directed by Uwe Boll. And the dragon walks off to make sure Arya gets medical attention, and all I can think of is, thank God this network of caves is comprised of all caves tall, wide, long enough to accommodate a goddamn ginormous dragon.
Okay, thank you for that, chat. Emperor in the books, but it says king here, so the movie is gaslighting me. Got it. Yeah, he doesn't even appear till the 4th book, right? Like, see, here's the thing. You look at the fight at the end of Eldest, right? About Thorn and Saphira in the sky, and Murtaugh and Eragon dishing it out, and the reveal, and you're just like, son of a... There's so much could have happened here. There could have been a cinematic masterpiece here. And they killed it in the first movie. Existence is pain.
Dragon.
He is the son of Morzan, the traitor.
Dun dun dun! Wait, f***ing who is that again?
Sun doesn't shoot.
Okay, so you found that Berserker was Eragon's first spell, and it was used on an arrow, but used in 2 Urgles instead of a squad of them. Right. Okay, so then it was a different situation then, where he was using kinesis to throw like 5 Urgles. That was a different one then.
Who's his father?
True, but Kim Jong-un can say the same thing.
I've no time to take chances.
Maybe, but you also need all the help you can get, so maybe give Murtaugh at least one chance.
Didn't they do him wrong?
I'm just a farm boy from Kabul.
You mispronounced Tatooine.
I need to know, Saphira. Why me?
You choose a leader for his heart.
They don't even show the Izadar Mithrim, do they? The giant, like, gemstone flower thing that was below the Dragon's Keep, that was shattered in the fight with Durs. They don't even show the Izadar Mithrim in this, do they? This movie continues to piss me off. Like, I thought I had made my peace with it at this point. This movie still continues to piss me off.
Great! Skip as one! Earlier you told me she was too young to breathe fire, and that was like maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Don't worry about it.
She should not be breathing fire right now, except for plot convenience.
Don't worry about it.
Also, how did she not just roast the f*** out of Eragon? I mean, he's standing literally right there in the fire's path. So
magic fire can work differently depending on the system.
Swords, arrows, fire, excitement.
Time to return the favor!
To the CGI company by not billing them for this scene that ultimately looks fake as Discount all the things. God,
this didn't happen. This didn't fucking happen. There was no Shadow Dragon thing that Durza rode. There was nothing. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just want out. I just want out.
Damn it, this movie rips off so many other better movies. I'm just adding 40 sins for the audacity of it all.
What is that thing?
Dark magic.
Oh. It's so dark and full of bad CGI, I can't tell what's happening. I already know who wins. We're literally just wasting everyone's time.
I'm losing strength.
Thing I said 20 minutes into the film somehow makes it into the climactic dialogue. They both survived this crash landing that would have crippled the Starship Enterprise.
Galbatorix will try to avenge this defeat.
You guys thought, while making this thing, that you were going to get to make a second one. And that...
No, and that, like, this is what pissed me off, like, really bad, is I remember watching this in theaters, and I still, like, was ranting, like, they can't do this. They literally, didn't they kill both Razak when technically one I can't even remember. It's been way too long. There was something about the Razak. The Razak weren't done right. Death of the Razak didn't make sense because we even get to the beginning of the 3rd book where we deal with the other of the Razak. Or I think it is, but no, both of them do survive. Yeah, he killed it in the movie, which means that they couldn't have done Eldest because they were a plot point for Rorin. There's so much about this movie that makes me just unnaturally angry. And so understand, when I watch someone like Dragonspit, right? And Dragonspit is like, oh, I love Eragon. The movie's awful, though. And she'll go into like a 15-minute rant on Eragon the movie. I'm like, you understand. You understand. I like you. I'm going to send people your way. You understand. You're legit. God.
That's hilarious. It's easy to make jokes about this movie. It's pretty terrible.
It's
and
awful.
Ignored a lot of what made the source material popular. But in case you were worried there were no consequences, this is the only movie that its director has ever directed. Someone gave him his shot on this movie, and he stepped in it a little bit, and he hasn't ever directed a feature since.
Wow.
That's damage. I feel bad for the guy, if I'm honest.
It's a lot of damage.
This movie's process and or reception ended this guy's directing career. No movie is so bad its director should be barred from ever trying.
Incorrect. Lord of the Rings took technically 6 books, condensed them into 3 volumes, and the 3 movies were technically over 6 books. We're on a technicality here, though. Understand that.
Trying again. Well, no movie except Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, it's awful.
I don't like sand.
Oh.
It's coarse and rough and irritating.
I hate... Everyone gives Hayden Christensen hate. He acted Anakin like very well. Like, I don't understand the hate. I've never truly understood the hate. Well, he's just super whiny. Mate, what are you wanting from him? He's an emotionally stunted teenager that had to watch his mother, who was still in slavery, just die in the Sand People camp. Like, the Jedi aren't going to allow him to process his feelings because feelings are forbidden. It will lead to the dark side. Man, it's like Hayden Christensen is an absolute gem. He acted it very well.
As you might have heard, we recently announced the inaugural year of Sin Week. It's coming up soon. Holy sh! Sin Week is an e-convention that you can access at all levels of patronage. We'll have 5 CinemaSins videos that week for members, panels, a live podcast, and much more.
Oh, you have no idea.
And if you're signed up at the top tier, you're eligible to attend Sin Week in person. Hang out with Chris, Jeremy, and the Sins gang in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee.
Ray took his ass to Nashville.
Hell yeah.
Teeing it up at Top Golf. You'll even be treated to some great food.
Faye, this is so scrumptious.
If you haven't already, sign up today at patreon.com/cinemasins. Join the club.
We accept that one of us. You will never one of us.
I hate it. This movie hurts me.
Why, oh why didn't I take the blue pill?
Plateau! Barata!
It's happening. It's happening. Why?
So the king's enemies now they're his guard. Did you pierce him through the heart?
Once again, things that could have been brought to my attention yesterday!
Awful.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. Every wife had 7 sacks. Every sack has 7 cats. Every cat has 7 kittens. Kittens, cats, sacks, and wives. How many were going to St. Ives?
It's happening.
I will merely confine myself to remarking that a no will be regarded as a declaration of war.
Get out!
Too bad we can't stay, baby.
Toothless, down, gently.
I've seen.
I'm letting this because I genuinely need a minute. This video broke me.
You could never imagine.
I have seen that'll turn you white.
This is painful. I forgot how actually angry this movie made me. I forgot how actually angry it makes me. Paolini, I'm so sorry your series got done dirty. There were so many people that could have fallen in love with this, but the movie just did the source material so dirty. I'm genuinely hoping that the new series does it well. But we'll see. We'll see what the future brings for Inherent Cycle, see if it can catch a break. But alas, have you read the source material? Have you read Wheel of Time? Do you know what I'm talking about by me just being done at Crown of Swords? Do you understand me? Do you think this movie is a blight on humanity and is profane like nothing else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, God.